So you're like, hey, you say it in as nice of way as possible. And she is hurt that you're upset. All of a sudden, what women will often do is...
Oh my god, I've had that so many times. So many times. Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Got another video for you today. It's about Fresh and Fit, Destiny, Sneak.
You get a girl. She's a fucking hoe. And you're like, this is not fucking work.
Speaking and mentioning a few things that I thought, hey.
That's why on the internet people call me pick-me's all the time, because I absolutely am all for like collective women responsibility. I don't think in general women are very like open to hearing things like, hey, as women, these are things we need to improve. There is an implicit bias around women's emotions. Women absolutely see their emotions as more important than men's. That is a reality. That's a toxic reality. That's something that I would encourage most women, if you want an egalitarian relationship, genuinely, that's something you need to dismantle. So responsibility on women is not something that I am at all afraid of talking about.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The problem is,
women,
I would say that that's probably true for like 90%. I granted you 90%. There's probably 10% of women and men that both.
but we can't go
want
off the exceptions to the rule.
For
we gotta
sure,
go off
yeah,
the majority
no,
of how women operate. Like you're a gross exception. Like you, for example, virgin, one body count. You're from a rural area. You haven't been poisoned by social media. Come from a strong family.
Raised well.
Raised well. Unfortunately, you're a gross exception to the rule. Most women are not like you. Most women care about how much a guy makes. They care about income. They care about height. They care about how he looks, etc. A lot of women have very high standards on most guys that most guys don't reach. So for you to say, well, we need to change and you shouldn't be looking at a girl as your wall, like that wants you as a wall, blah, blah, blah. That's what should, could, and would, but we got to go what is. Most women are extremely...
I want to make a point about that. Most women have a way of thinking that, in my experience, is that they want somebody they can depend on in the future. Makes sense. I don't think that's wrong. But I also noticed is that you have a defensive mask that you portray, that a man is trying to maintain that. But I think if you show a woman that you have a consistency, that you don't play the normal game that you see 24/7 outside, you just play your own game, she can depend on you, not on your money, but that you're there, that you listen, not that you buy her everything, but you manage your money in a way consistently, and when she makes bad purchases, you call her out like, yo, don't waste the money. I don't want to work like an idiot sweating like crazy. Because right now I have a wife, and I always ask her, why don't you work more? She said, I want to spend time with you. I said, should I work more for more money? She says, no, I want to spend time with you. Let's waste our money in the best way we can so we can spend time with each other. And then now we apply that also to our kids. I mean, I just think to approach a woman and have a good time, you need to be able to communicate with her that, hey, maybe money is not that important. So if you cannot talk to that to any woman and you have like gangster fight, hey man, just dump her. The same works for men. It works on both sides. But the issue is many times men in the relationship, maybe not anymore, they are the breadwinner. So usually the breadwinner is the one that decides what's going to happen.
Selective, and sometimes to their own detriment, which is why we have more single women now than ever before.
Sure, I guess I would ask what you guys think about philosophy, because when we're talking about shoulds, all of philosophy, since like I don't know how you guys feel about like Marcus Aurelius or like Aristotle or any of these like guys, but these are like the men that are constantly driving the question of like should, like what should our society
I say fuck
look
should
like?
And could and would. I operate on what is. I operate on real philosophy. Not philosophy. I operate on real philosophy. And the reality is, even though I probably butchered that, women are hypergamous. Women want the best guy that they can get, and a minority of the men are dealing with a majority of the women. So my thing is, guys got to acclimate to the marketplace. We don't get virgins from the beginning in a marriage anymore. Those days are done. Women want guys that are way better than them. It's not the 1950s. Like what you're describing.
Yeah, the thing is you can learn so much about philosophy, how a woman thinks and everything. The problem is there's a difference between what you're feeling and how you react in that specific moment. Not a lot of people are gonna be like, hey man, what did you just say to me? Let's count till 10 so I don't explode. 1, 2. Nobody does that. So when you have reaction and you have somebody being philosophical, nobody is listening to you. They don't want to translate that information. I had like a huge debate with somebody last time. I was trying to be a little philosophical to point out hypocrisy that she was talking about. She just canceled the whole thing. She said, no. Let's go back to this topic. I was like, okay, it doesn't work. You can't talk about philosophy in a heated moment. You need correct reaction. And sadly, in my experience, reaction from men is usually a punch. But for women, it's social. And I can't beat them in social because it's way annoying. It's really annoying. The way I usually win social is just shutting up and just listen and see them break. That's the only way. I just can't do it anymore. But with women, they just keep on talking, in my experience, not everybody, but I just shut up and just look at them and be like, okay, convince me. Do we break up when we are chill? No. We are breaking up through reaction. So unless there is a way that we can control reaction, all you're telling me like, hey man, you're just playing roulette and hope the ball falls at the right place. Choose a number.
Would have worked 60, 70, 80 years ago.
Not now.
But not anymore.
It's not all it's cracked up to be. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to put myself on the pedestal and like throw other women under the bus. Like, I want to tell you, like, I'm all these things that you described as the ideal, and I'm going to tell you that it's not all it's cracked up to be.
But guys aren't going to get that, though.
You can say that.
You can say that, but that's still what men want.
Yeah.
Like, we can sit here and say a guy that's a millionaire, 6'3", and a good-looking NFL player, that's not ideal, but women still want it. You get what I'm saying?
I can say, for example, bad bitches aren't shit.
Sure.
But I can say that. But do still want to fuck bad bitches. It's like, me saying that doesn't mean shit.
They still want to get burned by the stove.
This is where I encourage people to like really look at like what you're actually selecting for, because the idea like all women want this, it's like there's a lot of them for sure, especially like, man, dating apps is a fucking nightmare for most men. But the reality is like there are women who aren't like this, and there are also men who are willing to not engage with women this way, and these relationships are possible.
Yeah. For example, I did not play the game. By this standard, I'm the incel. But you know why I was the incel? Because I didn't like to approach women. First, I don't want a woman to fear me. And second, the way they fear me is so simple. The situation has to be so perfect. And I didn't feel beautiful enough. I didn't feel confident, walking confident to a woman, because by their logic, if I'm not beautiful enough in my experience, they just have been calling me names. So I just quit the game. I just told a lot of people, I'm not gonna play that stupid game that I have to approach a woman. I quit. I quit until somebody forced me to go to a party and a random woman thought, hey man, that guy is handsome enough. Let me just approach him. The dating game is really bad right now. And to meet a woman that's they're describing in a disco so we can marry and go home and be chill and have babies, hey man, I don't think that exists anymore. You need to find this hidden community and meet people at parties that are more family oriented. And that, hey man, the chances are way higher. But no, you're looking on Tinder again. And there's so few of them. They're married. They're not even on Instagram, Tinder and those stuff. So they're really, really hard to find ladies that don't enjoy abundance. You know? What I mean by that, it's like, do you appreciate your native food that you always ate, that was always the same? Or do you appreciate more the free buffet that you went and go, yeah, there's so many options. That doesn't mean you're not gonna like it. So for me, I just see it like a psychological way. If you don't have one woman that you invest in everything, and with time it became something beautiful, like back in the day, hey man, that's beautiful, man. But a lot of people like, oh, but the slave work for the grandma, by the being. Okay, sure. There's a percentage that fails. But it doesn't mean it doesn't work. That's just like a kid. You give a kid 10,000 toys. He will get stressed. You give him one. He's way happier. I only kissed 3 women in my life. I had sex with 2. That's it. That's it. It's way easier for me to focus on my wife because I don't have any option. Of course, there's going to be some people out there, you're beta, bada bing, bada boom. I don't care. I don't feel bad if they think that also. That's not my job to make them feel like that because they have their personal experience. All I know is they call me dad. I'm chill. Within a few years, they meet me again and they tell me, I wish I had what you had. I tell them what I did. They're like, yeah, I had the opportunity. But hey, we live in a different situation. Or, oh, I wish I had the baby with that moment, but I told her to take it away, so we're not together anymore. You know, it's like very weird what I keep seeing, and being consistent with your woman is not taught anymore. It's like, yeah, that's a slave job. I'm like, okay, then die alone and play with a cat. Do I say that? Of course not. But I do think it, but I'm not here to push you down. It's just, I just saw that coming. but you didn't listen.
If 200 of your men can become high value men, which is great, if they make tons of money and they can negotiate their relationships and it works for them, that's based. What about the other 21,000? A bunch of men that hit 22 and they realize like, yeah, they often don't know how to express their emotions well, and women have this implicit bias, but that doesn't mean that that's not something that can be overcome and easily within most.
I quit. I just quit the game. I already said it. I couldn't do it because it's unfair. Literally, it's just unfair for me. I see a lot of guys do it. They need to wait for the woman to drink a little so she doesn't fear the man approaching him, because it's about a confident game. If they feel beautiful or he feels beautiful. If not, he has to talk to the woman at the right time when she's not beside a friend, because it gives her false confidence, or they talk him down sometimes. There's so many things that plays in this game. As a guy, I just quit the game. I was like, if you don't talk to me, I'm not talking to you. The only way I would talk to you if we both went to the same get together, to the same family party, where the defense of talking is kind of gone, that you don't think immediately, oh, you just want to punk me, then I usually have very good conversations. That's the only way. And that is how I hoped. But hey, got a cool nephew that forced me to go to a party, and that day I was hot enough in appearance and a woman came to talk to me. Gave me a little confidence, made a few jokes. Plus 18 years later, here I am. Daddy, house, happy, chill, everything. The only difference is we really don't care about money while having money. She's just a very unique woman. Different. Low body count. Whoa, both sides.
Their solution is to talk to their bros about it, though.
Yeah, but men don't talk to each other. They absolutely
don't.
fucking don't.
That is bull crap. I hate it when Destiny keeps saying that. There's a huge majority of men, supposedly high value men. Yeah, of course, they can talk in a specific way or never talk. But the fact that men don't talk to each other and saying that only women are good talkers and they don't shame you, I'm like, nah, bruh.
They absolutely don't.
But they're trying to explain to their audience that
you need a tribal brotherhood. You need guys to your boy.
Wait, I'm curious.
Men need a tribe. So
Have you guys ever thought about doing MDMA and crying together? Is that what you guys do? Is that what you do to feel out, and all? Is that what you do?
MDMA?
Yeah, MDMA. So
we're very against drug use.
They're straight edge.
I see.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. I find it weird that people actually need to drink or smoke to be able to release an emotion. I don't think that's healthy at all. It's like, I don't need something to help me feel something. I'm right now at a space right now with my wife. We don't drink to have good sex. It doesn't make any sense. The fact that you can explore it and do it without drinking, I'm having a way better time. I mean, I actually feel everything that I wanted to feel. That feels good.
Okay. I don't believe in drug
But
use
do you
at all.
sit and cry together?
No.
we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't cry. Like, the thing is that, if you need to cry, if something crazy's happening, you need to cry in front of your guy friends, that's fine, because you're not going to be judged for it.
They cry in front of me.
They'll make fun of you. Yeah, they'll make fun of you about it a week later. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But my thing is that I look at it like you want to mitigate risk. Crying in front of your girl, because here's the thing. Women typically don't know how to respond or how they're going to respond to their guy crying in front of them until it actually happens. It comes back to that arousal thing I talked about. Because 100%. I can't tell you how many times we've brought a girl on the show. Yeah, I thought I could, take care of my guy when he was crying and vulnerable, but I lost attraction from him.
Doesn't last.
After.
Oh.
And it happens all the time. When men are vulnerable publicly, they get made fun of and admonished for it. Look at Kanye West. Look at Tyrese crying, whatever. It is not good for men to cry publicly. And
The weird part about that whole situation is that it's not that you cannot cry, but ladies respond in a different way, as if suddenly it's their pain. So finally you're feeling bad, and they feel, why do you feel bad? Because I'm giving you so much. This is how we receive it sometimes when we cry with ladies. Or we can cry sometimes, but then they use the information to hit us back. I can only talk about a men's perspective. I never used my wife's backstory to throw it in her face, and she never used mine. But still, I'm not gonna cry 24/7, because I've seen how ladies laugh or talk about men that cry a lot, that when I saw that, I'm like, yikes. I prefer a man that teases me, and then later privately we're gonna talk about that, or we might smoke something or whatever, and That was back in the day. And I was like, yeah, man, this is happening. Okay, it's okay. But let's do something different. I don't feel comfortable staying there. Because sometimes when you stay there, not only are you crying too much because you're not focused on how to solve it, but you're also opening their doors in their heart because nobody listens to them either. So you can't expect a man to open when he's battling the same things that you're battling, but maybe he conquered it way before you.
I said this before. You fucking cry in silence by yourself or with other guys that understand your problems. Women are not equipped to handle your problems. I know this sounds so fucked up or whatever. But
well, at least you're trying to say that they should talk to each other because
Yeah,
most people don't talk to each other.
This is something that
Go ahead.
So I do believe that we want our partners to like express their emotions to us. But to your point is if people come to me, like my friends or my family, or if I'm going to my man with a problem, you have to have a solution to that. And that's your point is if my man's going to come to me and say, this happened or that happened, in our mind, it's like, okay, well, what's the solution for it? Because
I definitely disagree with this, depending on the woman. But in general, in my life, you can bring sometimes good advice, but you also have to be able to identify something. You just have to listen. She doesn't want a solution because providing such a simple solution, you have no idea how long she has been battling that. But it's like, hey, actually you can just do this. It happened to me, bada bing, bam, boom. She's going to be like, are you calling me stupid? So you have to be very careful how you apply this solution. Men, I think, is different. But mostly in my life, there was only one man I remember. I went to him and I only listened. And then I just changed the subject and we talked about something totally different. And then at the end of the conversation, it was like, you know what? Thank you for listening and thank you for not talking about this because I just wanted to talk about something else. This month has been so bad. My son is so long in the hospital and I really appreciate that you did it so automatically by just noticing how I talk and then shut up. Men are way more emotional than people think. But the thing is, you have to know how to respond. And sometimes you have to respond hard, make a jokes here and there because you need to adapt. But it's not the same way how you apply with a woman. I can't make a joke against a woman. No, I would never do that. It has to be very specific and I must know you very personally so you understand where my joke is coming from. But usually I don't because sometimes she attacked me, never again.
working, if you're at work, something happens, who cares? Okay, that happened. Now what's the solution for it? So your partner, yes, you can express it, whatever happened, but in a woman's mind, I'm going to sit there and be like, okay, so what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Like,
but this is the problem.
But this happened. We can continue to bitch and moan about it. We can cry about it. We can talk about it for days, or we can make the problem get better. So together, maybe we can come together and find a solution. And I think that was your point is don't come to me with just complaining and moaning.
Exactly.
Come to me with that solution.
So I agree with you, but this is the issue with women towards men is that we're being like, well, I want to solve it right away. And I agree. You probably shouldn't wallow in your tears. Like there's nothing more like unhealthy than somebody who's just like wants to cry for 4 days straight and have no solutions. The issue is like we have to have space to feel it, and then after you feel it, you typically come to better solutions because your emotions are calmer as well.
Correct.
And so like women who are coming to a negotiation with their husband or partner who's feeling feelings and she's immediately like, well, what's the solution? Like that's the woman failing her partner in that moment. That is the woman failing the partner. Another thing that often happens, what if a guy comes to you? Here's a really classic one. I'm sure you guys have experienced this. You go to your woman, you're upset with her about something she did. So you're like, hey, you say it in as nice a way as possible. And she is hurt that you're upset. All of a sudden, what women will often do is...
Oh my God. I've had that so many times. So many times. That I really hate this part. I really hate this part. There is so many times that you cannot even say something properly, or you say it properly, but they change the meaning of your word. So you're talking about this mic, but you say this mic doesn't work properly. And they were like, yeah, but maybe it's the camera. It was at the wrong angle, so you didn't sit on this way, bada bing, bada boom. And then suddenly you're trying to defend the camera angle. And I'm like, I wanted to talk about this. Why are we talking about the freaking camera? Because it's her camera. Oh no, then it's her camera that is not mobile. And then it happens so many times. And I'm not going to be like, it's all woman's fault. I'm not saying that. But ladies, you are way more social. And when men try to speak, which is not usually the most of the times, like she's suggesting, she's talking to, hey man, you've seen it, but she did her psychology thing. And it happens. And it's a surprisingly how many men feel the same way. Just like most women would agree with women about, I felt threatened how that man approached me. I would never understand it, but I have to trust you because it's the majority. So the majority of men that experience is, give them also the benefit of a doubt that, hey, you know what? Maybe we might be a little more responsible about this than we would like to admit.
They'll say, my hurt feelings are more important than you being upset.
Look at her shaking her head.
Yeah, that's shitty.
This is shitty, and most women do this, and we don't realize it. So I'm not wanting to throw women under the bus. I remember in my own relationship when I had this realization, when my husband was telling me something that he was hurt that I had done, and I was listening to this, and I was starting to get all up in my fifis, and then I was like, wait, if this was my best friend, if this was my girlfriend, would I be feeling this way? And I was like, oh my gosh, I would literally make space for her feelings, and then we could talk about my fifis after.
Look at all the ladies super quiet, like, oh, look at Destiny's girlfriend, like, oh, maybe I did a Swedish accent moment, and be like, oh yeah, I did that too, you know? It's like, everybody has that moment. That doesn't mean men don't do it. I'm not saying that everybody has something that, hey, we are responsible about. But this thing, this specific thing, whenever I try to talk about it, it would surprise me. The pushback that I get sometimes, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just be happy with my woman, you know? Because sometimes when I blame her about something, I can actually see she's listening. And I'm like, what do you have to say? She says, no, I want to listen to you because I want to be sure that whatever hurt you, I would never do it again.
Like, what the fuck is going on with my brain? Right. And so this is something I think is really pernicious.
But here's the thing. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, your approach is fantastic. It's pragmatic. You analyze the situation. You're able to control your emotions, etc. Here's the thing that sucks. Most women are erratic, and they're not going to have that level of restraint to be able to control their emotions. If you come to your girl with a problem, a lot of the time they're going to say, well, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You're the man. Men are supposed to be the deductive problem solvers. Men built the world. And here's the thing I've always said. Women can't build men up because men are responsible for building up the world.
Okay, yo, you're going that direction. We're not going to do that right now. But anyway, I think this is the end of the video. I just wanted to point it out. The thing that she mentioned about relationship is that a lot of people don't realize they create a pen to get the golden mic. Okay, let's just assume that. The effort that they put to get the golden mic is to get a specific woman. What you don't understand is that specific woman also is trying to get the golden mic. But it's like they're working so hard, but once they reach the moment, it's like they don't stop. They keep the energy. And I'm like, don't keep the energy and keep missing each other. Bounce and slowly find a way that you can peacefully climb together. Then that's it. In the beginning, my relationship was quite hectic. I had this issue 24/7. But there came a point that when we fight, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to work to show you that I love you. I don't want to do this to prove to you that I love you. I just love you. I want to be with you. Why do I have to do such an effort to prove to you that I'm a good person? You're not putting that on your girlfriends. You're not putting that on your mom. So why should I prove to you that I can work so hard to give you peace? I will do anything you want. Correction. I did everything you asked for. Why are you asking for more? It was a moment that I remember that I was trying to show my girlfriend back then, but now wife, that it's not that I won't do anything you want, but why do you need that consistent affirming that, hey, I'm a good person. I'm not like the men out there. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not giving my phone numbers out there. But you want so much for things that I've never done to you. I've never approached you in a gangster way. I've always told you the truth. I let you look through my phone. All I ask is just be chill and happy. And you know what she realized? It wasn't that she wasn't like that. She was under pressure by her own friends, by trying to be a strong feminine woman, bada bing, bada boom. And I'm like, I don't care about that. And the way I deconstructed it, there was just a point that I started being like, you know what? No. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna over explain myself, show you that I'm a really caring person. It's like, if you do something stupid, I don't like that, that's it. Because that is what I'm giving to you. Whatever you tell me don't do it, I stop immediately. Give me the same treatment back. And then she started realizing, flip, I'm under pressure. And then she started breaking down to try to change. And it was really hard for her until this happened. Her own friends started attacking her. Because when she was at a party and she looked at the phone and she was like, I'm a little worried. He's alone at home. He doesn't really like to party as much. He likes to do other stuff. And the girlfriend was like, yeah, oh, you're with us. Party with us. Why are you not partying? And she was like, yo, I'm here. The fact that I just care about another person, if it was my mom, would you get angry? No, but you get angry because I want to be sure that my boyfriend at home is chill, smoking weed. Why not? And she started realizing that it wasn't really consistent. And then she started realizing, I don't need these girls in my life anymore. So she dumped them all and we just left. We moved to a different country and we were way happier than we were in Holland. And relationship is like that. We are so distracted to impress people around us, which I didn't have actually at very few friends. So, well, I did have friends, but not that I need to impress by any ideology. Well, that I'm a man, I didn't have that around me. And it was an interesting experience. And that is what I try to show people that I've had in my life, and that's it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. It just was a few interesting points. I wanted to point it out. Let me know what you guys think and see you guys next time. Peace.